Beqa Adventure Divers, or BAD for short, is a conservation group running a dive shop. For us, our main mission, or goal if you will, is the protection of Fiji's local shark populations. On our dive, you can actually see up to 8 different species of shark and the largest aggregate of bull sharks anywhere in the world. We conduct shark dives 5 days a week, and there are 2 tank dives out at the Shark Reef Marine Reserve. We have 2 types of ways in which we feed the sharks. One is an aerial feed. We do this by means of a suspended bait bin, which houses a whole bunch of yummy tuna. We have a dive master, which will swim with this bin and deposit the tuna heads over the sharks for them to feed from below. We also hand feed our sharks. We hand feed bull sharks, gray reef, black tips, and white tip reef sharks.
Beqa Adventure Divers, we are involved in a series of conservation work. A very important part of our daily shark dive is that we collect shark observation data from shark dives that will be helpful for us, that will go back into our database. One very important part of that is actually to name our shark, individual shark, and also keep a record of them on every shark dive.
The method of giving names is just trying to identify some of the sharks which have something a little bit peculiar in terms of their outside appearance. You know, if they are marks, maybe like a missing anal fin, for instance, or maybe a cut first dorsal fin, cut in half. We don't only know the names, but we also know the personalities. Some of them may be cool, some of them may be a little bit timid and stay back on the background. Some of them may be a little bit cuckoo, so they think they're the only shark present in the feeding arena, and so on.
The reef where we're actually doing the shark feeding, which is called Shark Reef Marine Reserve, belongs to the people of Ngalwa traditionally. So we established it as a locally managed marine protected area in 2004. Then the company had a few struggles to actually convince the government to pass it on. There were changes of government as well. So then in 2014, they managed to pass it as a levy to government, where it became Fiji's first marine reserve.
We are just so proud that our shark diving or shark feeding activity has been recognized by the state. So we are the first national marine park in Fiji, the first of its kind in the entire Fiji under our stewardship. So we are treating this SRMR, or Shark Reef Marine Reserve. It's not only for shark feeding or shark diving, but we also conduct research activities. Okay, behind this big picture is really conservation work, which is something that we are going to to preach about and to proclaim as part of our awareness program, not only to the general public but also to the grassroots level.
Actually, Beqa Adventure Divers is a conservation group running a dive shop. For us, our main mission is the protection of Fiji's local shark populations. But in order to do this, we must protect the habitat within which they live. So our main focus is ultimately the hands-on protection of the reef environment and the research and protection of shark species here in Fiji. My Fiji Shark is a conservation initiative with support from the UNDP, the United Nations Development Program. In our scientific database, we have over 15 years of information on 216 named individual shark. The 50 sharks that we are offering up for adoption are the ones that most frequently visit the Shark Reef Marine Reserve. The whole purpose of creating this conservation initiative was so that the money could go towards shark and ocean conservation. Back in 2017, Fiji made several voluntary commitments at the UN Ocean Conference, 2 of which are very important and are directly tied to the My Fiji Shark Conservation Initiative. The first is the protection of all shark and ray species and their critical habitats here in Fiji. The second is inshore fisheries management. Now, My Fiji Shark stands ready, willing and able to assist in the implementation and the regulation of both these voluntary commitments if and when the Fijian government decides to enact the appropriate legislation and create the appropriate initiatives.
For me, my only wish is that more of these are established all over Fiji, and also that people here in Fiji are actually clear-minded and open-minded to protecting sharks, that they have a purpose out there in the ocean. They actually contribute more than you know. The fish that people here in Fiji rely on to eat, if they want numbers to increase, we better protect the sharks because they keep in order in the whole food ecosystem. So basically, for more people in Fiji to understand more of their sharks and how to better conserve their fisheries resources.